guys. Hey, you notice I don't give the intro anymore. I thought it was more important to play the videos, maybe some videos you might have missed on my channel. Hey, Shabbos, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. You guys, I just want to let's talk about some Dalton history today. Let's talk about what's going on in the news. I know I talk a lot about, and I know a lot of people do, how Dalton used to be. And a lot of times people be like, before white flight, not trying to bring race into it. But a lot of people say that, like, before white flight. I'm one of the people that say that. Hey, Ted F, that Dalton used to be this and used to be that. But the thing about it, we can't go back in the past, right? We have to start from the future. So we have to start now in the present, not start from the future. Lord, long work day, y'all. I just got off work and I hope y'all day was amazing. I appreciate y'all being here. If you don't know me, I'm Burgundy Blue. I'm not the most popular person on YouTube, but I talk reality TV shows and I miss talking about them. So I'm getting ready to open another page with my reality TV show. I'll let you guys know that. I also vlog about my life, but y'all, my life has been put on hold because of Dalton. When Tiffany Henyard became mayor, I didn't see anything wrong with it because a lot of people rallied and told us to vote for her. A lot of people you still see today. I just have to keep it real. So now we're in this situation, and I decided to. I like this Burgundy, the unofficial trustee of Dalton. They need to bring back the Dalton parades. I don't know if I have that picture there. Dalton parades were the bee's knees back in the day. Oh my goodness, I might not have that picture. Dalton parades were something else. But my family has been here since the 80s, and I just had something to say. So I threw my hat in the ring. Dalton was not the beginning of my channel nor the end of my channel. I think my channel probably picked up because a lot of you guys want to know about Dalton. And I had a couple of run-ins with Long Island Audit. Shout out to him. Shout out to all the content creators that always brought me up too as well. I love them all. But you guys, I'm a Daltonite. Okay, I tried to lie a couple of times. Y'all saw me. I was like, I'm sort of I'm a Daltonite. Okay, it just is what it is. Let's talk about where Dalton is now. And I think sometimes we look at Dalton. I hear people talk, and it makes me feel like, man, like Dalton seems like a third world country. Like we sound like we're in the Hunger Games over here at Dalton, right? We sound like the Hunger Games. It sounds like Game of Thrones. It's almost comical to see what's happening in Dalton. But if you live here, it's not. A lot of things bother me about what's going on in Dalton. I feel like I'll discuss it in a second, and you guys let me know if those things concern you as well, because I want your input. Because some of the exposing, and I don't know any of the people being exposed, like on the Dalton politics group and stuff like that. I'm like, dang, y'all know this still Chicago. Y'all know Dalton 15 minutes from Chicago. You know this is technically the south side of Chicago. Is Dalton, but we barely a suburb. We missed a suburb by one zip code number. I don't know if you guys realize that. I did. I went in there. Hey, Nurse Petty. Hey, Ron G. Survivor Dalton. Y'all get Shabbos tonight. Survivor Dalton gonna be my next title of my video. And my Nurse Patty, I love you, girl. Okay, so this is the thing. I don't know if you guys realize. I want to try to put it in someone that's here, without like the salaciousness, right? Y'all know we don't know what that budget is, right? Y'all ever heard of Ford Heights? Ford Heights and Chicago Heights, Al Capone used to run through there. I went to a house in Chicago Heights that one of the old gangster buddies of Al Capone. I need someone to cover Chicago Heights, right? Al Capone, that was the one, right? Yeah, Valentine's Day massacre situation. Y'all, we need to talk about that. So we had to work at this house from one of the old gangsters back in that day, and Al Capone area. Do you know all the Chicago Heights places have like two kitchens, upstairs and a downstairs? Because I can't remember Al Capone's race. Was he's Italian or Sicilian? They love to cook, right? Chicago Heights has some beautiful homes. Ford Heights had some beautiful building architectures and homes, right? Architecture and homes. Lord, you could tell I went to school with Tiffany Henry. You know my speech, y'all. Um, the thing about it now, the government, I want to say the state took over Ford Heights, if you guys recall, and it almost was like what was that Will Smith movie when he was walking through the city with the dog? When the whole city had, it was like a Will Smith walking through the city and everybody had died but him and a dog. Hey Gus P, hey Dave's channel, hey Paul. Um, y'all, it was like that in Fort Heights because they had lost everything. I think most of their administration went away. I Am Legend, that's what it was. It was bad. Book of Eli, it was bad. Like Fort Heights was not what it used to be. Dalton could turn it at. So we have to focus, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, but people spent their lives paying for their homes, buying their forever homes. Like, remember, I have to tell you guys, I'm only, not only because I'm half a century almost, but I'm 45, right? So I'm 45 years old. I told you guys my story. My dad he was a widow. My mom passed away. He had 3 little girls. And we were living in the city. And the city started, we were living off Halstead in Chicago, Halstead in Chicago. And it started to get a little more traffic than he was used to. Our block was turning to HBO the corner, but it wasn't that bad, but it was turning. So he took his 3 little girls, and my dad did remarry, and that's my mom that passed away. You guys know. Well, we have 2. I have 3. It's a long story, y'all. Long story. It's on my Patreon. But he said he found this beautiful house in Dalton, and that was his forever home. Now, when my dad became a widow, he was in his 30s. You understand that? So he was looking for a home where his children could grow. And a lot of people that moved to Dalton moved because Thorn Ridge, which is our local high school, was the best high school. It was the best neighborhood. The street lights all was on. People could ride their bikes. We're not there yet. We just had a shooting the other day in Dalton. I'm not going to say it's New Jack City over here, but damn, it's turning into the Carter. If we don't watch it, right? Because we don't know how much money is gone. We don't know if the money's gone. We're anticipating the money gone. We don't know if the mayor will be arrested. The mayor might still just be walking around here and really pull the wool over everybody's eyes, got her investments fair and square. We don't know. We know what the news is reporting. We know what YouTube is reporting. We know what the gossip in her mouth is saying, but we just don't know. At the end of the day, we need to have a full audit of the village, right? So we know, right? So, hey everybody. Hey Dave Channel. Yep, Halsted Street. Ooh, child. Dalton was home to many a people. I always tell y'all, Nelson Ellis from True Blood, he played Lafayette. D. Ray Davis, one of the comedians from Chicago. D. Ray Davis went to Thorn Ridge, grew up here. Ebert and Roper, Richard Roper, movie critic, grew up here, went to school here. Jane Lynch. And then, you know, what's the football player? I always forget his name. Donovan McNabb. My favorite football player, Reggie Hayward. Dalton is full with so many people. Pop Staples lived here. We had all kind of politicians live here. Dalton, people have fought for Dalton because it's in the middle, smack dab, in the middle of everything. You got your industrial, you got your trains running through there. You got the Gary Airport, right? 20 minutes away. You got like a Munster landing 15 minutes away. You got Midway, you can get there in 25 minutes, or you can get on 80 and get to O'Hare International Airport. Dalton is in the center of everything. Picture that in your head, someplace you love to be, in the center of everything, but it's just done, right? Tisha Campbell is not from Dalton. I'm trying to think of who else. It's a lot of people. Selena Johnson went to Thornridge. We have Bo Jackson, which I did a video. I didn't put it out. Bo Jackson, if anybody remember Bo Jackson, put a 1 in the chat for me because I feel like I'm aging myself. But Bo Jackson had a sister. She has been Dalton's she has been Dalton Thornton Township, not Thornton down, that's been our gym teacher for years, Thornridge, Miss Jackson. So yeah, Bo Jackson's sister. So I want to share some cool things about Dalton that maybe you didn't know. Now, do you have to be scared to come to Dalton? It's not like that. Now, Eddie Curry is from like a neighboring. Now, I don't know if he lived in Dalton. Oh, sorry. Hold on, guys. I'm back. But Eddie Curry was like Eddie Curry, Ryan from Black Ink, all those people, they were next door, like South Holland, ritzy area of Dalton, sort of, if I can say that. They were able to go to Thornwood. Now you have Thornton and Thornwood. Eddie Curry, so he would be from South Holland. Remember, that we're gonna watch it today. Let's watch the video of. We're gonna watch a couple of videos. Let's watch what's going on in the news now. Do y'all remember when Derrick Rose bought a house in Dalton for his dad? A lot of people say it was Derrick Rose's house, but he really bought it for his dad. His dad owned a business. It was really deep. And then you have to know the history of what who built that house. The man that built that house owned Secrets nightclub. That was the Old Dolton show. He ended up buying Secrets nightclub, and I'll get to that story later. But Eddie Curry was from over that way. You know how I tell you guys, Jason House, how me and him he and I are the same age, right? I never had a run-in with Jason House because even though Dalton is only 4 point something miles big, Dalton is very segregated. And I'm not a trustee, I'm not a mayor. You just have to take it from other people's perspective. Dalton is, and this is mine, Dalton is very segregated. And a lot of the reasons Dalton is segregated is because of what the school system was built as on once the Black people came to town. And we read about that in Dalton history. So once the Black people came to town, they thought about where to cart them off. Now you have to remember the Blues Brothers movie. It was a lot. Roseland, if you're from Chicago, you'll understand. Roseland was all white at one point. Harvey was all white at one point. South Holland was all white at one point. Dalton was the same way. Once they started integrating the schools, they separated Dalton. So even though you lived in Dalton, you didn't go to the local school. You might have went to Harvey or you might have went to South Holland. And it was all, but mostly you went to Harvey. You went to Thornton Township. And that's how the segregation of Dalton is. You know what I mean? So Dave Chase said, I remember Dalton's history. Bo knows, y'all remember that. So we had, actually, I'll drop the video tomorrow. Miss Jackson spoke up for Tiffany Henyard at one of those meetings. Do I blame her? Absolutely not. We who were Miss Jackson's students, she believed in us. No matter what we want to do, she believed in us. And I want to cover a little Dalton history because I think it's always time to clean our palettes. I got emotional this week. I was like, wait a minute, y'all ain't right. This ain't right. But that was my thoughts because at the same time I'm in Dalton, so I have to sort of separate the Burgundy, that's the YouTuber, if you will, that's doing commentary, from the person that's living it. Okay, I think that's what makes this channel unique because I'm living it. You know what I mean? It's kind of, it's a unique situation, and it's not a scary situation. but it sort of is, because my job to you is to give you my non-biased opinion, and I sort of was swaying a different way. And I just want to be able to bring to y'all my non-biased opinion. You know what I mean? So my bad on that. It get emotional, baby, especially if you gotta go get that water that water bill paid. Hey, choose compassion. All right. So let's start with what's going on in the news. Then we're going to go into some what you could do in Dalton now. We'll discuss that. We're going to what's going on in Dalton now and where you could go. Like I said, it's not a dangerous place of that, but it's still the south side of Chicago. I would say still keep your head on a swivel. If you didn't know what that means, y'all just look around your surroundings, be aware of your surroundings. Don't go to the gas station at night, like all that cool stuff that you would say for any neighborhood. It's not a huge. I think Dalton has too many. That's what my problem is. Like with Dalton, I don't think the gaming was an issue, but we got a liquor store every other block. I think that's a problem. Like if I went down Sibley, I'm just thinking about Sibley and Woodlawn. I don't even mean the amount of places I could buy liquor, not the liquor stores. But on one corner is 4 places I could buy liquor. The Walgreens, the Dalton liquor, the Food for Less, the Greenwood liquors. I mean right there. For a stoplight away. Then I could also go to Pablo's and drink liquor. And I just think the liquor situation is a huge thing in Dalton. But self control, right? We can't. I mean, if that's bringing taxes in, that's something we can't even deal with. But yeah, I just want people to know what's going on in Dalton currently. Thank you, Chavez. Shabba said, I'm not from Dalton, but I feel the passion. I respect it 100%. And you guys, please always listen to other people's stories. Like they have a whole different experience than me, especially depending if we're in a different age. People may never have, people might come to Dalton tomorrow and want to buy their first home. I thought the block by block program, I was on the fence about it because I felt like some of these, I took video today of all the houses on my way to visit a relative. It was like a 5 block radius from where I was coming from Menards down 5 blocks. And the amount of the manicured lawns was beautiful. But the amount of the abandoned houses with grass just covering the houses and just looking unkept. And it's like, I know y'all see that. I know y'all see that. But while we was cutting these trees down, couldn't we cut some of these grass? I don't know. Grasses? I don't know. All right, y'all, let's go to what's in the news. And thanks for y'all supporting Dalton too. Like I think, and then let me get to all the the content creators. I think the more the merrier. That's my opinion on Burgundy Blue Commentary. I think the more people with eyes on it, as long as it's not like malicious or anything like that, I think it's good. I don't agree with some of the things I do see in Dalton politics, but I guess it's eyes on it. But I don't know if people know this. And let me tell you, I don't know, none of these people at Public Works and stuff. But if we post, let's say Terry Young, if we post his salary and he made we saw the news did it, $13,000 in 1 week. That's one thing. But if you post Terry Young and his address and he makes, and I'm using him as an example, you guys, I don't know what he makes, and he make 3.8 billion gazillion dollars a year, then you post his address and what he drive. I think that's so crossing the line because he still got kids, and I'm just using him as an example. The same would go for me. The same would go for any other person that's out there. I think it's crossing the line because this is still Chicago, boo. I'm just saying. All right, let's get to the news. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button like they say in the chat. Oh my, who said Family Kitchen? Girl, you done went way back. Family Kitchen. Ooh, they had a good lemon meringue pie. They had a good lemon meringue pie, and that turned into a liquor store. And remember, Simply Wani, when the daycare was across the street from the liquor store, that should have been prohibited, right? And then the liquor store is across the street from Thornridge. However, the daycare is technically South Holland, I believe. I believe at one point it was, and that's how they put that fence to block the liquor store. But I think it's sad. And you guys, I did video on this too. Give me time because I be working too. I be working too, so forgive me. Thornridge High School, Simply Wani, back me up, or anybody that know, back me up on this. Have you ever passed by Thornridge High School? Hold on, let me pull it up. Sorry. And they have such bad test scores right now. They're like low in the state. Oh, it's so bad. Okay, hold on, guys. I think my tab is a little slow. Here you go. Let me just Thornridge used to be a prize school. They used to have the best athletes, the best track team, the best everything. So this is Thornridge High School. I'm just gonna share it with you guys. Y'all back me up on this because I like to have people that know the facts. You don't have to take Burgundy room for it. So there go my alma mater. Hey, go Falcons! Whoop whoop. So this is District 205. It's on 150th and Cottage Grove, but technically it's Sibley and Cottage Grove for us in Dalton, right? Dalton, Thornridge High School is bordered by the liquor store, right? Greenwood Liquors. And on the other side, it used to be a Foot Locker on the back of the school with a students park and with a teachers park. On the back of the school, it used to be Foot Locker. What is that? Falcons, tobacco, and liquor, right? I think it's sad that these now let's go by the football field. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. And I did a video behind where the football field, we will be on 154th and King Drive. What's over there? Another liquor store. Dalton, Thornton Township, and Thornridge. In that little where the high school is, it's bordered by liquor and tobacco. Oh, baby, don't, I got the pictures of Monica at Thornridge. Don't go there with me. I pull them up. Choose compassion. The village of Dalton is bordered. Let me see if I got no, I don't got the picture. I'm gonna put the picture of Monica up. The village of Dalton is not the village. I'm so sorry. Thornridge High School is bordered liquor and tobacco. You got the front doors of Thornridge High School. When you go through the front doors, you got Greenwood Liquors. That's been there for a minute. When you go out the back doors, what used to be Foot Locker, you got Falcons, tobacco, and liquor. When you go where the football field, which will be towards Alma Plaza, but facing King Drive, what you have that used to be a white hen pantry when I was growing up. Then it turned into like a Dairy Queen, but now it's a liquor store. And Mr. Rinky used to own that. Do anybody see something wrong with that? Out of everything, it shouldn't be bordering the high school. You know what I mean? But here we are. Liquor licenses. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's not. Is it what is it? Choose compassion. Is it to Falcons tobacco and liquor, or is it just Falcons tobacco? Yeah. It's something over there. It's something over there. Hey, Critical. It's something. It's something over there. Oh my, I'm about to look. Girl, I got all the yearbooks from 90 to 9. I got from 90 to 2001. Choose compassion. Let me know. Email me, boo. I'll send you some pictures. I went to a library and got all the cute little pictures from Thornridge. But this is very interesting when they say it's a lack of what the school needs. And I heard Thornridge has really, and let me give them some positive things. They really amped up their, what was it? Curricular things. Like they finally got a hair salon in there. Automotive is really popping. The trade stuff, because we were able to you leave high school and get a job. Shout out to Trina Downs. I heard that on Della Cribdella interview, and she wasn't lying. It was one part when you were able to leave high school and go right into like a what they used to call it. It wasn't a craft, a trade. They will make sure you get a trade. So I heard they're offering that, but I can't help but think that the liquor stuff was so accessible right there. I think it's kind of weird. Oh yeah, they named it Falcons Tobacco and Liquor. Yeah. Oh no, you went to Zero Period. Choose Compassion. I'm jealous. Zero Period is really good. Zero Period, you get out early. I'm jealous of you. Here I was just over there after school detention, in school detention, after school detention. All right, y'all, let's watch what our girl Tiffany Henyard is up to. Hit the like button. If I can get 40 people to like the video, I would love it. And thanks for being here. Let's go. Oh, StreamYard acting up, y'all. Let's see if we'll make it. It's a late night. Everybody's streaming at night, so I might not make it. Let's see. Well, while we waiting, that's a nice tie shirt suit combo. He looks good. That gold and all that. Okay, now. He beating out Nate Rogers. I don't know if we're going to make it, guys. Let's see. We might have to do this stream later. I was so looking forward to it. Let's see. And I know it's not my computer. It's definitely StreamYard. Oh, Nate Rogers got his outfit on, y'all. Nate Rogers don't play. Let's see if we can get it, y'all. I don't think I'll be able to get it, y'all. I really don't think it's going to. Sorry, you guys. Let me see. Let's see if this will work for us. Nate Rogers keep him an outfit, y'all. Every time I see him at our meeting, I'll be like, go, Nate. You be sharp. I'm like, you the best dressed. You the best dressed. Let's see, guys.
Funds by Henyard.
Let's start it over. See if it'll give us. Come on, StreamYard guys.
Tiffany Henyard is planning to take part in a look at Township's finances, and she likely herself will be a topic of conversation. Nate Rogers is live with a look ahead at what we can expect. Nate.
Yeah, absolutely, Terrence and Sylvia. Good evening to the both of you. Thornton Township Supervisor, and Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is hosting what she calls a Township Talk tonight. She's expected to talk about the Township's finances and answer any questions and offer some feedback as well. Now, all of this comes at one day after Fox 32's Dane Placco aired a report investigating what some are calling misappropriation of funds by Henyard. Henyard traveled to Washington, D.C. in January for a U.S. Conference of Mayors annual meeting. According to credit card records obtained by Fox 32,
all right, y'all. So I guess we're going to have to break it down later. Like I said, it was about 40 people streaming on live when I saw it. And I'm starting to notice that might be when StreamYard gets tricky. I did get my computer fixed, so I don't think it's that. And I got all my Wi-Fi signal. Hey, Gardis, thanks for being here. You ain't missed nothing. We're talking about what Dalton is now, and we're going to try to go over what was in the news since she was going to be at the Township for Township Talk. And Choose Compassion. Shout out to you for taking care of your brothers. I know they are big, strong men now to this day because of your help. All right, so I guess since my like I said, I guess since my stuff, we won't be long-winded since YouTube is acting up.
Can I be recognized, Mayor? You want to be long-winded? I'm just asking.
All right. Let's go over to, let's start with one place I would like y'all to visit. So if you have, like, if you donate to a church or if you have church service, this place, the Living Word Bookstore. Now, at one time, Moody Bible College, again, shout out to Trina Down. She was saying the truth. They were like somewhere, like a store was over here. And I think it was closer to Sibley, like where Dressed to Impress is now. But Living Word Bookstore is very important. Y'all, they opened up a gaming parlor next door to this bookstore. But nonetheless, it used to be a barber college there. I forgot the name of it. Anybody remember the name of that old, was it Silk and Classy? I don't know why that just popped in my head. You can go to Silk and Classy and get your barber certificate. Anybody remember that? But it was right across the street from Thornridge High School. Now, why this is such a good place to visit, if you need to get a Bible, if you need to get those communion cups, if you need to get like I Love Jesus t-shirts, if you need to get any of the latest devotionals or something that went out, this is very important to go here. Story is not a sad, it's a sad story, but not really. Well, my mom was on, she was very devout in everything she did. She loved the Lord. She was one of those people, before you got in the car, blood of Jesus, she was like one of those people, right? And I love her for it. She was a praying woman. When she got, and it's not a sad story, but when COVID-19 happened, remember we couldn't go to church. My mom went here. My mom sent me here. She did not go here. She said, go to the bookstore up the street. And I'm like, girl, that bookstore closed. Because, you know, I wasn't at church. I was at Secrets, pop, lock, and dropping, right? So when she told me about Living Word Bookstore, I walked in there, and who did I see? My English teacher. Most of y'all English teachers who follow me and from Thornridge, Mr. Barkley. When you saw him on your schedule for the next semester, you cringed because he was going to make sure you did your due diligence in English, right? Mr. Barkley, he worked at Thornridge for many a year. And I remember just so many moments with him. He was the toughest teacher in the school. This is his store. So it was during COVID, and no one could go to church, but my mom wanted to take her communion. I bought like 100 box. I didn't even know you could do that. Did anybody know you could do that? Why did I think that it was little angels for Jesus in the back making the wafer and the grape juice or the wine? I never thought. Now Amazon is here and all of that, but I never thought you could buy the wafers. Did anybody know you could buy that? Did anybody know that you could buy? Hey, Mr. Roberts. Mr. Roberts said that he was at the town hall meeting. Not the town hall meeting. What is it called? It's called Township Talk, and nothing happened. You know she paid for a DJ again. Choose Compassion said, thanks for being here. Shout out to Burgundy for unlocking childhood memories. Thank you. This was something different. Yeah, I didn't know you could buy the wafers and the thing, the little shots. I call it the shot of Jesus juice. But I didn't know you could buy communion yourself. It's not because you're eating I went to a Catholic school, so it was like the body of Christ, the blood of Christ. If I'm saying it right, I hope you guys can tell me if I'm saying it right. It was years ago. But you could buy communion because you say your scripture over the communion, right? So during COVID, my mom would have communion for the family who participated in communion and friends that participated in communion. She would just leave it out on the doorstep or whatever they wanted. But we got it here at Living Word Bookstore. So you guys let me know. Right? I said it's a little Keebler. Choose Compassion said, I always wondered where they got those wafers. I said it's little Keebler elves back there making the body of Christ. But I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm deadly like, where they get it from? You can buy it here. And it's not that, I mean, I guess, I don't know, you guys who are not very religious, or those that know more about communion, I'm not trying to be loose with it, but if you know more, enlighten us, because could we technically pray over grape juice if we have it at home, and pray over a wafer if we have it at home, or a cracker or whatever, and take communion? I don't know. I was really shocked to find that we could buy communion right here in Dalton. But also, other than that, he has a lot of different biblical artifacts, and he's located right across the street in Thornridge. Let me make sure I have the address. And for him to be open this long, people might really go there. Now, I ain't gonna tell you all how much those weights cost, but I thought that was interesting. He's at 804 Sibley Boulevard. Okay. I thought that was so interesting. And shout out to Mr. Barkley. Thanks for all you did for us. Tanya Harper said, yeah, I brought communion off Amazon. I never knew that. Isn't that shocking? Choose Compassion says, my 91-year-old grandmother said, bless it yourself. That's I thought that was so interesting. I'm like, you can buy, I thought only priests or pastors, it's really about blessing it, right? And showing, I guess, showing the prayer. I don't know, but if we know more people that's really into church, please enlighten us, because I know a lot of people would like to know. I wish I could stay for the duration, but I just took an Ambien. Ooh, get some rest, Ted. Ooh, you're gonna get some good sleep, and I hope you have sweet dreams. So I go to a non-denominational church, like sometimes, where it's like you could be any religion, and I was confused growing up because my dad was Catholic, my mom was Methodist. Then they turned to we went to a Methodist church in Dalton as well. That it turned into something else. I'll talk about that later. But now my dad, he sort of they just was like, hey, we just love God and it's religion. Now my dad was more like, we just love God. So we went to Johnny Coleman Church at one point, I believe. And that was pretty fun for Sunday school. And then we moved on to another non-denominational church where my mom served her last years. And it was basically, and I'm saying non-denominational, but it's just come as you are. But even at that church, we took communion. Easter Sunday, early morning prayer, we took communion, and the pastor would pray over it. So I'm excited to know if you guys knew anything about it. Okay. It's really interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, you get holy oils here too. My grandma would buy olive oil, put in the glass bottles, and pray for hours. All through my childhood, she would dab us with oil when we left her house. Ooh, that is amazing. You know what? I'm learning. I think that is pretty cool. Gardis says, in the Catholic Church, only the priest can consecrate the body and blood of Christ. Thank you for that. See, like, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting that. So yeah, go to Living Word bookstore and check in with Mr. Barkley if he was your old English teacher. I think it's pretty cool. I'm gonna check in with him and wonder if he knew was going to Dalton. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Barkley actually lived in South Holland at one point. If I'm not mistaken, that's where he's from, but he lives in Dalton. Okay, you got to get it all, Chavez. Oh, we're getting some good. We're getting some good information. Tanya says, I agree with Choose Compassion, Grandma. Just like you can bless your own oil. Kifas. Oh, so, and you guys, we're going to do a part 2 to this because my StreamYard is so slow. So I promise I'll continue this where you could go in Dalton soon. I promise. I'm going to retitle this video. Kifa says, do a communion from home, you can use crackers and water to replace traditional grape and crackers. Some people can't do grape juice and drink apple juice or what. Oh my goodness, you guys, I never thought about that. When they give you that little, I'm saying it's grape juice, I don't know what it is. I know I've been to a Catholic church when we were younger, and we swore it was real wine that they put in there. The altar boys would come and give us, and we felt like it was wine. We would joke. We were kids. We'd be joking about it. Thank you for that. This is interesting. Yeah, who think we'd be talking about communion, crackers, and juice? Isn't this interesting? Choose Compassion said, I went to Holy Angels, and yep, only the priest can bless the oil. Okay, thank you for that. This is, y'all, I don't know if y'all know this. This is fascinating to me. Tanya Harper just purchased a beautiful ornamental bottle from Amazon for anointed oil. Tanya, oh my gosh, thank you. You ought to email me about that. I'm trying to find a new church home, you guys. If y'all could recommend any in the in the area, let me know. Hey, I might need to cover that on Burgundy Blue Commentary. Like, I'm trying to find a new church home and maybe visit the local Dalton churches. Y'all won't believe how many churches. Don't have as many churches as they do liquor stores, just about. Oh Lord, it'll take me all season. Shopping, soon I'll be studying to become an ordained pastor. I love to hear that, Chavez. I love to hear it. You know, I'm gonna bring this up about Dalton. You know how they pray at the beginning of the board meetings, you know? Who selects who's supposed to pray? So, you know, we got Don't Pray For Me Anymore more, right? But who selects who's supposed to pray? I remember looking at the old board meetings, and we know Dwayne Muhammad's a Muslim. I believe Trustee Ed Steve is a Muslim. And I think I saw for sure Trustee Ed Steve lead a prayer. But I always think, like, what if people are in there? Like, are we supposed to separate church and state? Is that appropriate? Like, what if it's some people in there with different religions? Y'all let me know my thought. I never thought we would talk about this. I love y'all so much because we just stumbled across something that I think is interesting. Y'all, I'm just a talk. Did I turn my camera on like Riley? Because I had to uncross my legs. If I did, I gotta shut this hole. Cancel the live, y'all. I had to cross my legs in my robe. Just cancel the live, y'all. Okay, let's go back. I was saying, Tony, you can, because it's pausing and all that stuff. It said, hey, I've got my NIV study Bible. And Tony, I didn't know what that means. Is that the New Testament study Bible? And my church in Dalton gets our communion stuff from there. Tony, please invite me to the invite me to your church if it's not too creepy if I ask that. I'm looking for a new church. So that would be cool. Just let me know the church. I'll drop by one day if you got time. Look at everybody went to Holy Angels. Look at y'all getting in the groove. I love y'all. Who would have thought we'd be talking about communion? And it's an open forum. I just always wonder, like, if anybody know about this bookstore, because this is quite interesting. We know we can get stuff from Amazon, but this is a local Dalton business. Okay. Did anyone else grow up in a church where they pass oh, I did. Paul Roberts, I did. Did anyone else grow up in a church where they pass a common cup of wine? My pastor quit a church in North Dakota where parishioners chew tobacco on Sunday. Why would they chew tobacco? I would love to know. Now, when we would go to the altar, the people who were at the altar, we had like one steel cup, like a goblet, if you will. I know that's not the right thing, but like a goblet. And the pastor would put a wafer in all of our hands, but as he went through the line, we'd all take a sip from that cup. Ooh, the good old 80s, right? Hey, amazing. When I attend Bedside Baptist, I use crackers. I use crackers and water while watching communion. I love this, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Is that when you watch it from home? Because hey, I'm telling you, COVID got me lazy. I'd be like, yes, have you ever been swallowed? I be watching everybody. I watch everybody on TV. Tony says my mom prays over a designated olive oil and put it on our forehead before she prays over us. I love that. Yeah, don't be praying over me with the grease that came out the cast iron skillet now. I love that because I believe it's mineral oil that they use. I know that is I'm not trying to disrespect, but it's it could be castor oil, mineral oil, or vegetable oil, right? Olive oil, not vegetable. That they were praying over. Well, you guys, we're not even gonna talk about Ash Wednesday. How long did you have to walk with the ashes on your forehead? We'll get to that. Yes, Cynthia, I was wondering, do we separate church and state? Because but I saw it at the Chicago board meeting. But usually when they pray over the Chicago board meeting, they do sort of like what I saw in one board meeting former trustee Steve did. He prayed over, he said, whoever you pray for, I'm doing it in layman's term, but he was like, God, Jesus, what is in the Quran? Jehovah, I'm not saying that's in the Quran, but Jehovah, what's in the Quran, you guys? Who do we pray to there? But he named them all. I'm so sorry that's slipping my mind. But he named all the names that we use for who we pray to. Whereas I see Don't Pray For Me No More, he's really praying for Tiffany and not us. Oh, thank you so much, Mara. Oh my God. Remember when remember amazing now I went to school back in the day where we said the Pledge of Allegiance. We also did the Black Pledge of Allegiance. What was it? Well, they had us do lift every voice and sing. That was before the bell rang. And then we did so we did prayer. Then we did, because we're a Catholic school, Our Father who are in heaven, right? Who art in heaven. So we did we did the Pledge of Allegiance, lift every voice and sing, our Father that I'm sorry guys, I'm messing up. Our Father which is in heaven. You guys, hallowed be thy name. Y'all, please, please. I get to mumbling. I'm almost like Tiffany. I pledge the allegiance to the to the flag. But yeah, we did the Lord's Prayer as well. And don't forget, in Catholic school, we also had to pray to the Virgin Mary, right? So it was so many. And then when I switched over, at one point it stopped being lift every voice and sing. That was what we did at St. Catherine's of Genoa. That was like on 114th over that way. Yeah, like 114th over that way. And St. Helena, we did those three prayers before we started and before lunch. And that is really interesting. Look at y'all knowing all these people. This is so interesting. Thank you, Rodney. Rodney told me with NIV, New International Version. NIV, very good Bible version to learn and study for. Thank you. I did not know that. I learned that today. They may. Amazing said General Living Word Bookstore should sell all novels of the world. They may. I don't know. I don't look for one. Allah, thank you. And he did mention that when Trustee Ed Steve was praying at the beginning of the meetings. I don't know who, like at the tea with the trustees, the only person that stand there and pray is Valeria Stubbs. And at the Dalton meetings, the only one that stand there and pray is "Don't pray for me no more and more." So I just wonder who picks him, like who picks him, and would they mention other religions? Because I really did. I don't pray. I'm not a part of NOI. I'm not Buddhist. I'm just, I believe in God. But if I am Jewish, if I am Buddhist, if I am Hindu, if I am from NOI, Islam, or if I'm Muslim from the other Islam, because it's two separate ones, right? I hate to say it. It's two separate. Like some of the Muslims I know that I work with, am I saying Muslim or Muslim? But they take a break, they pray 5 times a day. They got their rug, they wash their hands and their feet, and they pray 5 times a day. I don't know if NOI does that. So I'm just learning. A Nation of Islam, I mean. But I wonder whoever's included in the prayer, it should be everybody, right? It should be everybody included if we're gonna pray. It's Allah. Thank you, Keith. It's Allah. Y'all are so interested in the comments. I could do this all day just listening to the comments. Does anyone know what happened to the Thornton Township meeting that was supposed to happen tonight? Yeah, it went on tonight, and I hope I can play Mara's clip. I'm not sure. Let's see if I can. Let's see if it worked. Let's go to that. And y'all have been so interested in this. This is an interesting group you are. Y'all in there teaching, telling each other, meeting up old school years. I love it. Okay, let's see if we can play this. And then we'll get out of here because I'll go over the next. I'm going to change the title. We'll go over the next business to go to in the village of Dalton and why later. I started Living Word was on my first of the list, but I will get to it. And y'all don't forget, Mr. Roberts told us about the meeting on the 28th. It's supposed to be a financial meeting. Okay. My man had changed his shirt. First of all, Dawn Hasbrook. I gotta switch it over here. She has a twin sister, by the way. They're so sweet. Shout out to Dawn Hasbrook, baby, that will have me at the gym tomorrow. And I'm just gonna drop the link that if before we go, you have something to say. Let me drop the link because we won't be long-winded. This is very interesting. A simple blessing. Paul Roberts, he's telling us in the chat. Tiffany wants a 50% raise. Y'all, she is greedy. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. If she was doing amazing.
And Dalton mayor invited the community to Township Talk.
I'm putting on my waist trainer tomorrow, y'all, while we wait on this. I'm putting on my waist
trainer. She responded to our report about her use of the Township credit card by mentioning travel expenses. Nate Rogers live in South Holland with more. Nate.
That's right, John and Terrence. Tonight's meeting had a much different tone than what we've experienced previously at Dalton City Council meetings. Now, the room was full of Hinghard supporters, and they wanted me to be sure to tell you that they applauded for her several times.
Okay, sorry guys, streamer. But why Nate Rogers, when he report, he is always so sharp, but he sounds like he's crying a little bit.
She talked about the township being in a great place financially.
Okay, let's start over, guys. See if we get anywhere. Let's make this bigger. Hopefully it works. Bear with me today, y'all. The studio is just going really slow. Let's
where
go.
she responded to our report about her use of the Township credit card by mentioning travel expenses. Nate Rogers live in South Holland with more. Nate.
That's right, John and Terrence. Tonight's meeting had a much different tone than what.
Let's bear with it together, y'all. This is crazy.
We've experienced previously at Dalton City Council meetings. Now, the room was full of Hinyard supporters, and they wanted me to be sure to tell you that they applauded for her several times as she talked about the township being in a great place financially. Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Hinyard, who's also the mayor of Dalton, hosting a township talk tonight. About 30 residents in attendance, Hinyard staff talking about upcoming events as well as resources for seniors and struggling families. The majority of the meeting focused on property taxes and finances. Hinyard showed residents how their property taxes have
Oh, okay, y'all, because I know it's pausing, but they got
increased
pamphlets
each year, despite what their local mayors may have suggested. Staffers also distributed a breakdown of the township's finances from 2017 to current, where Hinyard's team says years ago they were in a deficit of more than $2 million. And now, today, under her administration, her team says there's a surplus of more than $6 million.
Very appreciative to receive the information today.
Okay, let's see who talking, y'all. Sorry about the buffering.
Have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 1993, and she's the best we ever had.
You know, you're doing a lot of programs.
That's a brave woman.
Good programs for the, the senior citizens, and you're doing a lot of programs for, people who are on a fixed budget. Mm-hmm. But what about the people, the blue collar people who are still carrying this, this town?
I was very appreciative of the transparency of the supervisor, Tiffany Hinyard.
Were there any questions that you have at all?
No, right now I'm going to give her a chance.
And this meeting comes one day after Fox 32's Dane Placco exposed what some are calling misappropriation of funds.
All right, sorry guys.
Traveling to Washington, D.C. in January for a U.S.
Okay. My thoughts as a resident and a citizen. I tell everybody that watch or watch my channel, I think she would become supervisor again, and I don't think she would become mayor again. Well, I actually think that she has a better chance of becoming mayor than supervisor again because of other things that go on in Dalton, like we need to be united. We need people not to split the vote. We need all these crazy things that's going on in Dalton, right? And Dalton has, even though we're coming together more, we are. It hasn't been a history of being that way. I don't know where these people were, but I think you have to register for Township Talk. So I know that we would look at it and say, excuse me, guys, I'm getting hiccups. We will look at it and say people are paying her to be there, paid to be there. But these might actually be citizens, right? Hey, Cynthia, I wasn't even gonna play with you. I said, but these could be big bingo winners. And as funny as we want to make it, those people vote. Those people vote. Paul said, wow, she packed the room with employees and plants. Probably. I mean, it's no doubt. But let's say the employees are in plants. This is the thing I want to say. I'm not trying to be dismissive of any comments, but let's say they can vote. Let's say they have the right to vote and they really live in the area and they're registered and they really do have a job. Just because you have a job with Tiffany Hinyard does not make you exempt to vote. What's Thornton Township, 150 employees about? That's cool. Let's talk about the family members in the household. Let's talk about the people ringing big bingo. That's all I want to bring attention to. Now, the spending's out of control. She's out of control. Everybody's out of control, right? But just make sure you know it's politics at the end of the day, right? Do I think she will win either seat? No. But would I be surprised if she won one seat? No. Because February is cold. People feel like the only vote that matters is the presidential election vote. People don't vote for water reclamations. They don't vote for judges. They don't vote for sometimes local, what is it that we have? States representatives. But when they come out, they'll vote for the president. But we don't realize all those people we didn't vote for under it, they are the people that we're closest to, right? Yeah. Look, pop employees, plants, and bingo winners. Probably. Hey, give me an LED refrigerator, Paul. You might see Burgundy Blue up there. I'm just playing, but yeah, interesting. She had a friends meeting tonight, huh? I don't think she's gonna be supervisor again, though. Those are probably more seniors and plants. She won't give anybody any else kind of literature. Tony, let's be real. Like Paul said, Paul, do you know Gardens? Do you know anybody in South Holland? No, wasn't Big Bingo last week? So I'm sure amongst the big bingo, she said, I need y'all to come out and support me at the township meeting. Y'all, this whole situation is draining. It really is. Because you just look at all the other out. I hope that people are registering people to vote at every event. It's not illegal, right? It's not illegal to have votes. So like when we go to tea with the trustees, it should be voters registration. If we go on the MS walk, it should be voters registration. If we go to the Easter egg hunt, it should be voters registration if you want it, or telling people how to do it. I don't know if that's legal or not, but I think the most thing is, I know that a lot of people think it's who you vote for. That is cool and true, but the fact that you are voting and exercising your right is very much important. And February is cold. You gonna need to be in them lines. You'll need to be in that line. You're gonna need to make February, when it's time to vote, you might need to shovel yourself out. Or you might need to do just well, a lot of people do early vote because they know they're not gonna come out. And you can find that on it used to be, I'm sorry, I'll put it in the comments, David Orr. If anyone knows where you can register to vote, put it in the comments for me. Any mods here? And I'm saying it's David Orr's office. I don't know if he's still in charge, but if you guys don't mind, let's keep on reading. But I'll put it after the live for sure. It's frustrating when voting for federal elections get twice the participation than local elections. We need more political education. Yep. People be complaining. This judge did this. This judge did that. You gotta vote. You got to vote. Got to look into the judges. Got to look into the municipalities. You got to look into the water reclamation board. You have to look into your precinct people. Everybody. Oh yeah. They tried to give me a fill out one too. I just be like Bugs Bunny on Toon Lane. I'm with you. Choose capacity. I tried to fill out the form for the meeting. Way too much personal information. They want to just attend a meeting. Yeah. And it's your right if you don't. You know what I mean? This is a public building and an open forum. It's your right. You can register at the polling place. Thank you, Paul Roberts. You can also choose mail-in ballots. Yep. You can do it all. Mara says she's grateful for Jedediah for he got voter registration out there to register people and encourage to vote when he did Hell Week. That was pretty cool. I won't take that away from Jedediah. But I think more people in politics, like maybe the people that want Tiffany out, they should definitely be encouraging people to register to vote any kind of way they could. This is important. All right, y'all. So that was my live, y'all. Visit because this StreamYard is so slow, and I was long-winded. But this is our first step on the where to visit in Dalton. I know we're talking about all the bad things that Dalton has, but they have other things to offer that you may not know about, some hidden gems, and we're gonna go over it. Okay. As always, I appreciate you so much. And we're gonna keep on going. We're just gonna keep on going because I'm trying to help it heal, y'all.
So all I'm saying to you is like, come on, guys, we got to do better. We have to do better. And all I can tell you is that I am a fighter, and y'all know that. So when you come for me, be prepared for the fight, because at the end of the day, they talked about Jesus Christ. So why don't I think y'all are not gonna do me the same way? Somebody that's healing y'all and helping y'all. Same thing I'm over here doing, right? Healing and helping.
Right, asking another employee who went on that trip. You went down to Springfield, and what were you hoping to do in Springfield?
You need to ask the people that handles that. I'm not the one that handled that. I was just riding the bike.
We need more.
Sorry, that's Stan Brown. I'm just riding a bike. It's hilarious. He needs some good PR. Okay, as always, y'all hit the like button. Tell a friend about Burgundy Blue Commentary. I appreciate all you do. Love and kisses. Bye.
Commentary Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary Commentary Blue Commentary Burgundy Blue Commentary Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary Commentary